Welcome, yogis. My name is Lauren, and today you will need a mat. You can also improvise with a blanket or towel. I invite you to grab a pillow or a bolster for extra comfort and seated. And then if you also have a block, great. If not, you can improvise there with a few books. And so take a minute to get settled in with your props. We'll meet you in seated. And so here in seated, we bring the tops of the hands to the knees with the palms faced open, allowing each individual finger to relax. Softening the tops of the shoulders away from the ears, down the back. And then bring your awareness into the core, sending your navel back to the spine. We continue to take that energy all the way up the back, sitting up tall and strong. Here in seated, you may choose to close the eyes for less distraction, or you can bring your gaze to the floor a few feet away. Keep your focus there as you start to connect to your breath. Observing it, allowing it to flow on its own. Letting go of control. Releasing the jaw so that the lips and teeth barely touch. Here as we sit in stillness with the breath. You may choose a mantra, a few words, or maybe it's one simple word today. And let's use that mantra, that intention, to help the mind stay calm. So at any time, if a distracting thought or unnecessary worry arrives, revisit the breath, and then we'll go back to that intention, that mantra. Sitting in stillness for a few more moments before we start our pranayama, our breath work. Enjoy just simply being present in this moment. Forgetting everything from outside of the space you are practicing in. That will all be waiting for you. Start to wiggle fingers and toes. If the eyes are closed, open them. Come back into the room. Rolling the shoulders forwards and backwards. Create movement in the arms. We'll stay connected to our breath as we make our way into our pranayama, our breath work. Practicing alternate nostril breathing today. Take one hand, bring the peace fingers, that pointer and middle finger, down into the palm, leaving the thumb, pinky, and that finger next to the pinky up here. And then we'll rotate that hand towards the face so that the palm is towards the face, back of the hand is away from the front body, and that opposite hand rests on the lap. Again, alternate nostrils, so we'll start to bring that hand towards our face. The two fingers will close the left nostril, allowing our next in-breath to be through the right nostril. And so with your next round of breath, I invite you to inhale through the right, filling up the belly, the chest expands. Closing the right nostril with the thumb, we release the left side, exhaling out through that left nostril. And then with your next inhale through the left, close the left side with the pinky and second finger, exhaling out through the right. Next inhale through that right nostril. Closing the right nostril with the thumb, exhale, left side. And again here, we'll continue that inhale through the left. Exhaling out through the right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Few more rounds at your own pace. One more round. And with your next exhalation, resting the hand back to the knee. I will meet you on hands and knees. Take your time getting there. Let's swing the legs around here to either side. If you are sitting on your block, blanket, or bolster, let's set that aside. Or you can leave the blanket here for extra support underneath the knees. The knees are about hip distance. Fingers spread wide, grounding the palms underneath the shoulders. Cat-cow flow, connecting breath with movement on your next inhale. Lift the tailbone, rise the face, dropping the belly. We press the tops of the feet into the mat. And with our exhale, allow the head to hang, tucking the tailbone under. We send the navel back to the spine. Few rounds at your own pace. Again, remember that connection of breath with movement Inhale to rise, opening the throat, the heart. Exhale. One more round. Meeting back at a neutral spine. Make your way into down dog by curling the toes under. Lift the knees and the glutes, hips up and back. You can modify the length of your stance here by stepping the hands and feet closer together or further apart. Feet are about hip distance, slight bend in the knees. Pushing forward through the fingertips, allow your head to hang. Maybe choosing to walk the dog today by slightly bending one knee, grounding down the opposite heel. Sending the breath into the back of the legs, hamstrings. I won't keep you here for too long. This becomes intense on the wrists. You can always modify by dropping down onto forearms. Or back to hands and knees. Stepping one foot back at a time. Curling the toes under. From down dog, look up at the hands. Hop or step the feet into forward fold. Top of your mat, short end here. Folding forwards from the hip, allow your head to hang just like in down dog. Also hanging the arms here. Shake them out. Make a fist with the hands, rotate the wrists. Or modify by bringing the hands to the elbows. With your next inhale, lift up halfway, palms meet the shins, flat back. Exhale, full. One more time, inhale to rise. Exhale, full. Inhale, slowly start to rise one vertebrae at a time. Safely here. Arms lift up. Exhale, hands at heart center. Now we'll start to practice the 5 Tibetan rites. You can stay at the top of your mat or turn towards me on the long end. Moving any props out of the way, we start the 5 Tibetan rites in a standing position. Grounding both feet, all 4 corners, about hip distance width apart. And if that feels too wide, you can step in just slightly, bringing the legs a little bit closer together. Here in standing, our arms lift up, straight out from the shoulders. The first posture is to spin in a circle, keeping the arms out. Our core is strong. We'll take 3 rounds of that with our next breath, clockwise. Being mindful to keep the arms up here. Sometimes as we get tired, the arms will start to lower. So we'll keep them up on our second round. One more time, first Tibetan rite. Coming back to center. Release the arms and take a seat on your mat. I will meet you there. Once you take a seat, lay down on your back. Let's recline, bringing the arms along the side body. Extending the legs out to straight. The second Tibetan right is to bring the legs and the head up together. With your next inhale, lift the legs and the head. Exhale, lower. If you need to take a slight bend in the leg here as you lift it up, that's okay. Just like in our last posture, keep the belly active. The core is engaged and strong here. So together we'll start that second posture. This is all about connecting breath with movement. We inhale to rise. Exhale, lowering the head and the legs 2 more times. And after that last round, allow yourself to relax for a moment. Lifting either arm up, start to roll over into your side body. And then pushing up through the palm. I will meet you on the knees. Here the knees are underneath the hips, tops of the feet are down on the mat, and the arms meet the sides or the back of the thighs. With your next inhale, let's practice this posture together before we start our 3 rounds. Inhale, dropping the chin into the chest, rounding the shoulders forwards. We allow ourselves to hang. The hands stay connected to the legs here. And then on our exhale, we arch the back, sending the head back. When you're ready, start those 3 rounds, connecting breath with movement. Inhale. And exhale. After your last round, meet me back on the mat by dropping the glutes. We'll swing the legs around here to either side. So finding a seat on the mat, placing the fingertips towards the feet. Bending the knees, we'll flex the legs. Bringing the feet back closer to the glutes here. Again, another practice round of this, one of the 5 Tibetan rites. Breath with movement. Inhale. We lift the hips from the mat, sending the frontal hip points up towards the ceiling. And just like in our last posture, our head's going to fall back here. Fingers are spread wide, grounding the palms. The face is relaxed. Release the jaw. Exhale, Slowly start to lower, take a seat. The feet and the hands will never move. Keep them grounded. As we start our 3 rounds, inhale to rise. With your 3rd exhalation, meeting back and seated. And so we keep the legs bent here and seated, reset. And then just like we transitioned last time, we'll swing the legs around, keeping the knees bent to either side. One last time, meeting on hands and knees. So we can bring that blanket back in if you'd like for underneath the knees. This is the last, the 5th posture in the 5 Tibetan rites. From all 4s, I will meet you in down dog by curling the toes under, lifting the knees. Allow the head to hang as you push forward through the fingertips. Start to shift your weight forwards into plank. Flip the feet onto the tops of the feet, keeping the knees lifted if possible here, up dog. Or you can drop the knees to modify on that blanket. And then when you're ready, curling the toes under, lifting back into down dog. And that's going to be our transition for the 5th Tibetan rite. That transition from up dog, shifting your weight forwards, curling the toes under, down dog. 3 rounds here. Using that 3rd exhalation to send us back into down dog. I will meet you there. From down dog, make your way into child's pose by bending the knees, setting them down again on that blanket, or we can move that to the side here. The knees meet the mat into child's pose, sitting back. Forehead can meet the block or the mat. I like to bring my bolster or pillow back in here and give that a hug for extra comfort. Few different modifications here within child's pose. You can leave those arms up alongside the ears, or bending the elbows so that the hands meet together overhead. Also, back alongside the legs here too is an option. And then possibly spreading the knees further apart or closer together for more or less of a hip opener. Once you find a comfortable modification, I invite you to find stillness here in child's pose, we reconnect to the breath, going back to intention, back to our mantra. If the arms are back alongside the legs, bring them back up alongside the ears. We'll lift the hands onto fingertips, walking the hands over to either side, folding into the arms. Inhale to rise, hands up onto fingertips. Opposite side, breathing into the side body. When you are ready, come back to center. Lift up through the palms. Find your way into seated and then start to recline on your back for Shavasana. Take a moment to incorporate any props. Extending the legs out to straight. Release the arms, give them a gentle shake. Resting each individual finger and toe. Find complete stillness in the whole body. Closing the eyes, resting the face. Thank yourself for showing up on your mat, for your commitment to your practice. next breath. Start to wiggle fingers and toes, rocking the head from side to side. Slow movements in the arms and legs. Lifting the arms up alongside the ears. Take a full body stretch. Fingertips to toes. Gratitude to our health and wellness. And then let's start to roll over onto either side body. Take a moment there. When you are ready, press up through the palm. Take your time. Meeting in seated, we bring hands to heart center. May every step that you take be a step towards health and happiness. Namaste.